I've been lucky enough to work in a variety of different places: universities, the health service, in the UK, in the developing world, in war zones. And the one thing that's always struck me is how learning, how education changes people's lives. The profiles that you're about to see show how Kingston University does that for people. It changes lives, it develops people, it gives them opportunities that they might never have had before. You'll meet some interesting people who've done some fantastic things that we can be really proud of. Our new strategy is designed to make sure that Kingston stays as a university that does that, but does it even better, that we continue to be a place where people can come to gain the skills, to gain the confidence, to make the friends that means that they change their lives and continue to change the lives of those about them.
So even though we're not getting the lead out here, we can just confirm that with a much stronger than
We're developing a high-performance electric vehicle. We'll have a top speed of 150 miles an hour. It will accelerate from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. So it'll have the performance of a superbike that you would buy out of a showroom. This is just what I call the fun bit of my work. This interests me and I see a huge benefit to the students. I'm not necessarily after students that are good at particular tasks in terms of engineering or academic tasks. I want students that are dedicated and will commit to a project and actually deliver.
Do you want both of them or do you want just the difference between them?
No, we'll log both.
Okay.
And then we can do a calculation to find the difference.
Okay, so the front suspension, 2 wheels,
yes,
throttle.
And that's it. We are being asked by major car OEM manufacturers to get our feedback from what we're doing, because that's the sort of system they want to use in their vehicle that's going to be a production vehicle in 2 years' time. The race the bike takes part in is in the Isle of Man TT. It's called the TT0. Kingston University is one of 4 universities that are currently competing in this event. There's Brunel and Imperial in the UK, and there's MIT in America. Last year we won the fastest university by some comfortable margin, but it's not just a university competition. We have to take on the likes of the major motorcycle manufacturers. Mm-hmm. Then if we can align the rear radiator and coolers, yep, and either mark up or clamp on where we need all the tabs to hold those components, yep, then we can get all that welded up and get that finished off. This is the latest technologies that are being developed for new, clean, low emission vehicles. And the students get to understand the latest research that's going on in that area. So that gives us, March, April, May, about 2 months to get the bike built up with the batteries, with the motor integrated, so we can go testing, because obviously we've got the race, which is going to be first week in June, so we'll be going out. The students involved in the electric bike project have a real advantage over other students because they've got experience that they can take directly to a job. Some of them were headhunted by companies in America to work on electric vehicle development because of their exposure. They're at the track, people see them, they know what they do, and that is a huge tool for them to get leverage into a company. This year, the chances of winning the race are very high. We've got a bike now that's 10% more capable than last year. We'll take on anybody that turns up. Last year, we came third. This year, our aim is to be at least second, if not first.
I won the silver medal in badminton in 2004 in Athens, and it was a very, very special moment for me. I always did loads of sport at school and I wanted to carry that on through university, and I wanted to learn more about the science behind the sport. And not only that, but I just threw myself into every sports team going, you know, with netball, hockey, you name it, I gave it a try, and I just loved that you could do that at university. My favourite sport has always been badminton. I started playing badminton when I was 4 years old, so very, very young. But I've always loved it, and I think it's a really social sport as well. I can play with my family, I can play with my friends. Badminton involves lots of aspects of sport. It's all about agility, it's all about technique, it's about strength, it's about power, but it's also about flexibility and tactics as well. And you're playing against an opponent, usually someone who's very fast and can smash the shuttle over 200 miles an hour now, so your reactions have to be really quick. So yeah, lots of hard work, lots of strength training, but you know what, it's a fun game as well. Well, when I turned up at Kingston University my first day, I just remember looking around and thinking, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm here. Learning sports science at university really helped my sport because I knew things that maybe my competitors didn't know. So all about biomechanics, all the physiology and anatomy that goes into sport. So all these little extra details that I could put into my training, I think really helped me when I did become a full-time athlete. And it just helped me get that, I really think, a bit of an edge over my competitors. After university, I really wanted to go for the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. I finished one place out of the world rankings to qualify for those games. But you know what, it drove me on. It made me want to go to the next Olympics that bit more. So when I did get to Athens 2004, I was just so determined to make sure that every second counted, put in my best performances, and I went out there and ended up with a silver medal, so pretty good. It just, for me, it just showed that all that hard work, all the sacrifice, and just paid off really, so a very, very proud moment.
For tonight's special report, Somali reporter Jamal Osman has been into the region for an exclusive meeting with the Islamists of Al-Shabab. Watch.
I think the main reason I wanted to become a journalist was what I had experienced in my childhood, which was violence, injustice, abuses. And I thought what I could do to help myself as well as my people. And I thought journalism was the best option. Channel 4 discovered me at the end of year 2 at Kingston University because I did a number of stories about East Africa. And I thought, here come an opportunity. And I said to the producer, if I come with you, you're more likely to do a better story than just you guys going there. Because I'm a local, I know the region quite well, and I can do a good job. That was the beginning, and the rest is history. I'm doing a film about Somali Islamists who control most of Somalia. I am here to talk to Al-Shabab to find out what they think about the British government's big Somalia conference. The bosses are gonna view it later in the day, so we have to finish the first draft of it, and the film will go out tomorrow, so we are up against it. Al-Shabab is seen in the West as a violent, fanatical regime. I think I had a tough childhood. I happen to be a Somali, and someone who happened to be a child during the Civil War. Seeing killings every day was part of life. When I left school, I think I was about 10 or 11, and that was it. There was no education, no public services, no law and order, and I spent there many years just doing all sorts of jobs to survive, to feed the family. It made me a stronger person. It made me more determined to achieve success. So I decided to just head somewhere safe, somewhere where I might be able to develop and have a better life. So in 1999, came to this country as an asylum seeker. I mean, when I came here to the UK, I was 20 years old. And I found a warehouse job, and then I worked in a laundry as a laundry assistant. After 2 years, I got married, had 2 kids, and then in 2005, I thought doing a labor work is not good enough for me. I could do better things for myself and for humanity, if you like. So I went back to education to study journalism at Kingston University.
He had a lot to learn, and he had quite a lot to prove both to himself and to the rest of us, but he really knuckled down. I mean, that is the thing about Jamal. He's determined. When he wants something, he's going to get it, and there was no stopping him.
I think at the beginning most lecturers and fellow students thought that I was too optimistic. All the odds were against me. English is not my first language, and they thought he's not probably gonna make it. But because of my experience, I was determined to achieve success. And I think Brian straight away recognized my needs. He gave me his telephone number to start, and he said, you can phone me whenever you want.
We teach, but the students really have to make the effort, and Jamal made the effort big time.
I was always on the lookout for news stories. I wanted to practice journalism, and he was there to advise me. I became the news editor of the River newspaper, the students' newspaper, which students in year 3 produce.
Jamal was a shoe-in, really, for the job of news editor. He was a natural, having shone as a student. By then, he was really a standout performer in news writing. And it's an enormous tribute to his persistence. He showed that he could do this, and then Channel 4 News went to him to get him to do it for them.
I have been offered other jobs like the BBC or Al Jazeera and even The Guardian, and I have all declined to take because I prefer working here. I worked very hard for it, to be honest, and I'm still working very hard. I never let my guard down. Yes, I have been lucky looking back, and I think, and hopefully it will continue.
I think that of all the stories of all the people who come to this country with nothing, this is one of the most inspiring I've ever come across. It's a measure of personal, of talent, there's no doubt about that, but also of persistence, of endeavour, of imagination. Just phenomenal.
And we are delighted to say that Jamal Osman, whose report from Somalia you saw a few moments ago, was honoured last night by the Royal Television Society for his report on the Somali Olympic team training on the front line of the country's civil war.